JV, TV, anime. Today, it's another One Piece holiday. We're going to be talking about chapter 1091. Crazy things going on this week. Um, been on a little bit of a hiatus. We're about to hit the road running because it's got so much shit to talk about this week and upcoming soon. But also going to bring my guy in, Anime Goo. Just give me 3 seconds to do that. Let's see. Some weight to it. All right. And we are live on IG. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to have y'all here. Good to have y'all here. Just waiting on my guy Anime Guru to join us. Then we're gonna get started. Talk about all this amazing One Piece knowledge that's coming. Um, and it's been a really dope chapter. My guy, tell me what's been your favorite thing about One Piece so far. We got a guy in the chat. Let me know. Lace me up. I don't know how to use Instagram at all. I be feeling old as fuck. How do you? Oh, I see. I see. I see. I see. Okay, cool. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My guys, we're talking about anime today. We're talking about One Piece, the goat of anime, straight peak fiction. Please, just to start off the chat, let me know y'all favorite One Piece characters. Let's go live. Hey, here my guy is. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Damn, I feel so old. Except, is he in here? It says he joined. Except, bro, I can't be using Instagram right. What is this? Oh shit. Damn, I feel old as fuck. Anime Goo, can you hear me, my guy? Go live with anime. Says he's unable to join. Let's go live. Yo, there he is.
Good.
My guy.
Good. It's good. How you living, boy?
Hey, man. Shit, every day is a great day when One Piece coming out. Am I right?
That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm over here. I'm over here debating my ass off with my peoples right now.
Oh, yeah? What y'all over there talking
Yeah,
about?
they trying to figure out if Yamato's awakened because she got the little clouds and shit. I was
Okay.
trying to tell him I don't think she is awakened. She I think there, but we haven't really gotten what the awakening actually is to tell.
Facts.
We haven't actually got it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, personally, I also don't think she's awakened yet. I think she's still kind of young, little young pup. But when she does awaken that thing, I think it's gonna be serious. That fruit gonna be crazy.
I think what really has to happen, I feel like with Yamato, she has to because Kaido has said, when your mind and your body have caught up to the devil fruit, that's when it awakens. Luffy in Gear 4, he always has these clouds around. He wasn't awakened, but he always had them. My thing about Luffy having them is he's always known. Like, even after Kaido gets hit, Kaido's like, yo, who are you? Luffy's telling him, like, yo, I'm Monkey D. Luffy, the person that's going to surpass you and be king of the pirates. So I personally feel like Luffy has always been there in the mind. It was the body he wasn't caught up with. That's why he's using Gear 4 and boosting it with hockey and stuff like that. But when he gets in Gear 5, he using hockey as a choice now. But the thing is about it is that when he's in Wano, they put him in them sea prisons on handcuffs. So what does Luffy do when he's locked up? He starts working out, training, getting the buffs right. So by the time he fighting Kaido, he get knocked out a few times. He keep getting back up. His body is caught up to his mind, and then boom, Son awakened. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like. That's how I feel like it worked as far as like for Luffy. Whereas for Yamato, her body's probably always been there. She's locked up, fighting her father with handcuffs the whole time, but her mind isn't there yet. She still thinks she's Oden. Like she wants to be the deity of Wano, not Wano. She wants to be the protector of Wano, but that's Momonosuke's job now. He done got the fruit, and has taken upon himself to be that, and is that now what is left for Yamato? I feel like she has to realize that she's Yamato. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, Kaido had it while Kaido was fighting her. He told her like a few times, "Yo, you're not human. You're Oni. At the end of the day, you're not one of them." So she could be a good guy and all that, but she just has to face the fact that she is who she is, and I don't think she's there yet. But it's coming soon though. I ain't
gonna lie. I like that. I like exactly where you're going with that. Just how you were saying, Luffy had to get there with his body and match his mind. Because I ain't gonna lie, without that training that he had with old dude in the jail, I don't think he ever would have achieved that Gear 5. So even though Yamato's body might be there, I don't know what type of training she be doing, but she is super strong for her age off rip. So I think it is gonna take that passing the barrier of I'm not Odin, I am Yamato, and that's its own thing. That's its own reward to itself. And when that does happen, you're right. I feel like she for sure gonna break that seal to get to her next gear, an awakening.
Like check this out, right? Because Roroshiki, the 6 powers.
You said the 6 powers
that CP, that Cipher Pole use and all that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So in the data book statements and stuff, Roroshiki is actually training wheels for hockey, which makes a lot of sense because when Who fights Jinbei, he goes Tekken, and that's the actual Japanese phrase you say for iron body. But when he says it, what pops up instead of iron body is armament hockey, right? So with that being put up there, and you see that coming out, it makes a lot of sense that your hockey has to move with your growth rate, and it makes a lot of sense because Kaku just ate his devil fruit 2 years ago. And he's lobby, he just ate his devil fruit. But yeah, he's awakened before we see people that didn't have their devil fruits awakened.
Facts.
He awakened it. But I think that goes with the growth rate. When he ate the devil fruit, his mind was already there. He was like, yo, I love giraffes, bro. Stop trying to play with me, Jabba. I love giraffes. Stop trying to play with me.
Giraffes are cool.
And then we see with the body, he boxing and he learning his hockey, getting it up there. Now all of a sudden, 2 years later, you're one of the mass agents of Cypher Pole Zero, and you able to awaken your devil fruit. Lucci makes sense. He been had it. Do you awaken your fruit too? Now, I just feel like things I be saying and thinking actually be right now. Because what other explanation do we have for him being able to awaken his fruit other than the mind and the body, just like Kaido said, moving with your hockey as well? And that's why Luffy, as soon as Luffy wakes up in G5, what's the first thing he do? Conquers hockey everywhere. As soon as he wakes up in G5 on the rooftop, you see Conquers hockey everywhere. Because your hockey got to move with your growth rate, man. That's just how that's just how it works. For me, at least.
Speaking about awakenings, let's talk about power scaling for a second. Because we see that both Kaku and Lucci are awakened, but we just saw Zoro take on both of them in different chapters and kind of like hold his own. Honestly, really more than hold his own. If anything, he came out on top in both of those fights solo. And
okay, the Lucci versus Zoro still going on. I actually want to see what that. I want to see what comes of that. I know Zoro about to wear a leopard mink coat to Elbaf, so we lit. We about to be good. We eating real good. I'm just waiting for them to put it in there.
That shit would be so fucking hard. And Oda's been having Zoro dripped out like the last couple arcs. I'm not going, especially this when we got to the Vegapunk shit.
Yo, facts. I'm waiting to see the bandana with the fit.
Oh my!
I need to see the bandana with the fit. Put the do-rag
that
on.
Shit gonna be hard. Yeah, facts. Real shit. But no, you're right. The Lucci and Zero fight is still going on. So let's focus more so on the Kaku fight. He is awakened, but it doesn't really just seem like that just fades Zoro too much. And you know, Zoro don't even got a devil fruit, so it's like I don't. Do you think Kaku has reached his full or max potential since he's already awakened, or do you think since it's a new awakening, he still got like some more to go?
I feel like he could always grow, make this fruit stronger still, probably get some new abilities, stuff like that. But as far as like exponential like growth rate from him, I don't think we're gonna see anything much more. I think what he's like the only thing we could see next is like what him take on probably Sanji, maybe Jinbei, but Zoro's over that phase. So yeah. I don't really think like as far as his implications for power, I don't know how much stronger he can get because it's like it's just him and Jabra next, right? Him, Jabra, Bluno, like nobody worry about them guys, unfortunately. Like I wanted Kaku to be up there more, but Zoro put him down easily on regular timing. So it's like watch this. If Kaku was to come into the picture right now, who would Kaku fight? That for me is it's an actual problem because I think Frankie with the radical beam, that's a hat's technique. I don't care what armament hockey you got. I don't see you taking radical beams. That's just what it is. I don't see that happening still. So if Frankie get a little gusto in the movement, he might be able to take on a Kaku. If not that, maybe Kaku could be a Robin victim, bro.
Do you think it's possible to somewhat like combine the iron body with like armament hockey, or do you think it's like a one on one off?
No. That's what's being done.
Okay.
I think it's like it's like Conqueror's coding. Before you could really master Conqueror's coding, you had to be adept at Ryo in some type of fashion because Ryo is flow.
Right.
To get your Conqueror's hockey to actually come around your body and all that, like Hayagoro was saying, you have to let your hockey flow. So you have to have that's why Zoro gets the Enma sword. When Zoro gets Enma, the dude tells him like it's taking out your Ryo. So a lot of people like to argue whether Zoro has internal destruction or not. I think he does because the sword Enma is literally putting you in that state. It's taking whether you know how to do it is of little significance to Enma. Enma's doing it off the slashes it does. You get what I'm saying? So taking all that into consideration, I feel like you have to be adept to. It's like this. Most people that smoke weed probably smoke cigarettes. They don't have to smoke cigarettes, but they probably do. So it's like a gateway. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like Iron Body is like a gateway. You learn Iron Body, and then you learn the armament hockey. Now you can use Iron Body and armament hockey simultaneously, but if your Iron Body is up there, your armament hockey should be up there as well. You can use both of them in cohesiveness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I think that's what you are doing. Like the way who did it against Jinbei, he's like Tekken, and then it's armament hockey. I feel like he's using Iron Body, and then he's getting the max output of his armament hockey.
Okay.
He's so used to training with it in that way.
Yeah.
Because even though there's people that have hockey, there's still, even when they pulled up to Egghead, they said, yo, tell all the 6 powers masters. Like, there's still people that are, like, you have vice admirals have hockey, it's cool, have hockey. To be a vice admiral, you gotta have to have hockey. So that's cool that you have that, but to be a 6 powers master, you still have to master those 6 powers anyways. So I'm with you on that if you're thinking that, you can do both.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the same way as, like, the hockey works. Shanks is able to pinpoint Green Bull observation hockey, but use conquers Haki in cohesiveness to, do what he does. You know,
right.
he send out that little Wi-Fi signal. You know what I'm saying? So you need one, because the actual definition of mantra is mind rope, and that's actually what we see him use it as when Shanks makes contact with Green Bull. He uses it as a mind rope. First, he uses observation Haki. Then he goes, "Well, there's one odd one out the bunch," talking about the Admiral. Then when he gets onto the Admiral, he sends it to him. He literally has a full-on conversation with him. Now, did Green Bull hear every word he said about being scared of saplings and all this and all that? I don't know. But for me, it looks like he heard his speech. It looked like Green Bull actually said some stuff back. I'm not ready to fight you guys right now. I'll fight y'all another time or whatever it is, down bad. But at the end of the day, Green Bull looked like he heard what Shanks had to say, and he said some things back. So it was used as a mind work. That's what it looks like, at least.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the comments is going off. I didn't even realize it. Oh shit.
Nah, yeah, they moving.
Yeah, they moving. That's a fact.
Jumping back over to Zoro and Lucci. I'm not gonna lie. Personally, like the fight hasn't concluded yet, but I feel like we both know where it's gonna go.
Yeah. I told you we wearing leopard fur coats to Elbath.
Exactly. So and this is my thing. I'm a huge fan of Eni's Lobby. Honestly, Eni's Lobby, Water 7, all of that together. So for me, Lucci was one of those characters. He was like a milestone in the show, like in the progression of Luffy as a character, as an MC. He was a huge challenge, right? So to see Lucci go from Eni's Lobby difficulty against Luffy in Gear 5 and how like easy that was to just wax him. How are we gonna look at Lucci when he loses to Zoro? Because personally, I'm gonna lose a little bit more respect for him. Because now you're awakened too.
It depends on how he loses.
Okay, tell me why.
He loses. Because watch this, right? I used to be on the Lucci bandwagon. Like I used to like before Luffy no diffed him, not low diff, no diffed him.
Nah, facts.
Like, he like with ease. No diffed him.
Yeah.
My guy ABK, my guy that you probably saw me with at DreamCon. He and him we used to have a debate, and it was whether or not Lucci could be Admiral level. I wanted him to be Admiral level. Now, him not being Admiral level is cool because he definitely falls onto First Commander level now. But this is my thing, right? Lucci's a Zoan, an awakened Zoan, a trained killer assassin, has the 6 powers, has good Haki. This is my thing now, though. Lucci took 3 separate hits from Gear 5. Well, he was out on the 3rd one, but he was actually up 2 panels later. Now, This is my thing. How many First Commanders do you think? Because I say he's First Commander level, right? And he's fighting in First Commander now. So that was my thing. My boy ADK always said he's probably First Commander level. Some people got First Commanders because of Jozu, Vista, Marco. They're able to tangle with admirals and their commanders. But in the statements that is set for Whitebeard's crew, his commanders are different from other commanders. So that means that the things that they're able to do, we aren't supposed to just supposed to suspect everyone else can do those same things. Like, so I think Lucci is supposed to be able to box out with First Commanders. So if Zoro them, I'm with you completely. He gets no respect. Rock the mink coat to Elbath with pride. We lit. Now, if he high diffs, extreme diffs, like Zoro wins, but it's a high to extreme diff, that makes him solid First Commander level.
More respectable.
Because now I'm like, all right, him versus King. Because you got to think about it, this is a stronger Zoro than the one that fought King.
Exactly.
So now it's like, even though we had all those injuries and all that stuff that played Zoro, point is, this is still a one with this is a pre-hockey, this is a post-hockey blue Zoro, and he has to pull out the green. He has to pull out the Hellfire and the Conqueror's coating for Rob Lucci. So it's not like you could just casual. Because look what he did to Lucci. Look what Zoro did to Kaku. I mean, he put him down without any effort. Like, he was nose gun, block, put in the ground, boom. Sun sitting there like out of everybody that went against Seraphim, Kaku's the only one that's like, yo, bro, I wish I could have did better. Like, Lucci, my guy, like, any advice? Gang, like, and no, there's no advice for you. Just lay there, bro. That's what he told you. Just lay there. Sanji took on a Seraphim by himself. Sanji's cooling. Sanji over here using his woman detection radar stuff, observation hockey to find Bonnie. Then you got Luffy and Zoro, both Luffy taking on a whole admiral, and Zoro ready to take on your senior officer, bro. You're literally down and out. The only reason you got caught in that bubble by Sanji when everything started hitting the fan and Sanji and Zoro's Lucci started going at Zoro, he tried to get they could probably put Stussy down. The only reason that happened is because you were already laying on your ass. So Sanji said, "All right, bet, lay there, bink, put him in a bubble. You can't do nothing. You're no one's problem right now." You get what I'm saying? So Kaku looked real down and out. Like, the Kaku's biggest hope is to get out of that and probably fight Jinbei, which he gonna lose anyways because I don't play with Jinbei. Jinbei's him. So either way, he's done. That's how I look at this. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's not much scaling to be done for that guy. Damn. Unfortunately.
Okay.
Like, Kaku's lit, but it's like, damn, Kaku and Cracker could go at it at this point. That's how I'm calling it. Kaku versus Cracker. That's an interesting matchup right there.
Okay. So two things. One, me personally, I feel like King is stronger than Lucci.
Okay. You okay. I'm not mad at that.
I could be wrong.
That's first commander talk.
Right. I mean, yeah.
As long as you put them in conversation like that.
For sure. I think they somewhat match up. But I feel like King wins that fight if he fights Lucci. So the thing is, Zoro that was high diff for Zoro. That was hard for him to pull out, but he pulled it out. So now I'm looking at every fight moving forward, Zoro's stronger. So personally, I don't really just see this fight going too much longer with Lucci, and I don't think it's about to be hot diff.
Okay. You think Zoro about to embarrass this man?
I think at the most it's mid diff. Like, and I feel like that's being generous. I feel like being generous, Zoro got to pull out 2 swords type shit. Like, not like literally, but like metaphorically. I don't think Zoro's gonna use like 100% to beat Lucci. I don't think it requires that anymore.
I don't think he's doing that neither. I think he's. All right, let me ask you a question. You think he ends it with the Ashura move, or you think he ends it with a serious King of Hell move?
See, and that's the thing. I don't even think he needs Ashura.
I don't think he needs Ashura neither, but King of Hell seems to be more of a style.
Like
actual tempo.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, Ashura is too, but it's more of a trump card.
Exactly.
Rather than King of Hell, it looks like he could just go into that state any and all times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Gum can't, like, watch it. Like, Luffy with the Gum style, you could say Gum, being like he says it after every move, he's made it an actual tempo. But when he actually uses the gears now, like Gear 3, Gear 4, or Gear 5, it's kind of changing shit up a little bit now. It's making things a little different because now it gets to that point where it's like how even when he was doing every move, like when he got Conqueror's coding, every move afterwards became a King of Hell move. Because he's literally doing King of Hell Ultra Tiger Hunt. Like, that's different than when it was just regular Ultra Tiger Hunt. Mm-hmm. Now it's King of Hell Ultra Tiger Hunt because it's Conqueror's coding.
Right.
Like Luffy, when he starts Conqueror's coding all his techniques, everything becomes rock this, rock Gatling, rock that. Because now he's, like, when he learns hockey, everything becomes Hawk. Pistol and Red Hawk and then this and that. And he, like, now he's made a different type, a different set for how he's moving in that light, if that makes any sense.
Nah, yeah, you spitting. Yeah, that making lots of sense.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying.
So, all right, this last thing about Lucci, then we're gonna jump straight into the chapter. Tell me what hypothetically, because I don't think this is gonna happen, but hypothetically, if it were to happen, and Lucci were to fight Sanji, and Sanji were to win that fight, then how are we looking at Lucci?
Still first commander level because Sanji's an above average second commander.
For sure.
Sanji tears with Zoro, especially after this buff and everything now because you got Sanji and Kaku taking on a Seraphim together where Zoro and Kaku took on a Seraphim together where And the Seraphim they took on was a strong one, but you had Sanji by himself fighting a whole Seraphim too. So it's like, hey, and he was good fighting whole Seraphim. So he took a punch to the face and was like, yo, the fist of love, I mean, the power of love and all that shit. So it's like, I don't know. I think he's a little more. I think Sanji he has the credit now. Like, have you seen the debates between whether or not Zoro and the Zoro versus Sanji debates after Wano? The Zoro versus Sanji debates have gotten filthy. Like no one knows anymore because now Zoro could cut anything with Conqueror's coding. He's even cutting water precisely now. How he saved Bonnie. But then you got someone like Sanji who's more durable than he's ever been. So
exactly.
It's like, hey,
exactly.
Who really doing what?
Exactly.
And no one wants to say because there's Sanji fans that go hard, and there's Zorotards that go hard. I'm partially a Zorotard. Partially.
I get it. I understand.
Big Moro energy for me. So I'm just waiting to see what more implications we get. But yeah, I think okay, but it all depends now too. Does Sanji mid diff? Like if Sanji or Zoro mid diff Gucci, if it's a mid diff at all, he's second commander level, no longer third, no longer first commander level. Because a first commander is supposed to go toe to toe with another first commander. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It shouldn't be, oh, I'm first commander. Like, watch this, right? If I put a killer to fight Zoro post Wano, like if they fought like right after they healed and everything, and they were to fight after leaving Wano, I got Zoro mid diff in that nigga, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I got Zoro mid diff killer.
Fuck
a lot of people
for sure.
tell you not, but I see no power up, I see no special move, I see nothing that he pulled out his bag. He ate a smile from, didn't even get a power from that. So he ain't got nothing. I don't see nothing special about him. Does he take his mask off and unlock his full ability? I don't know. Zoro's gonna put the bandana on and get to work. So I just don't know. Zoro's mid diff. Zoro at this point, killer is a Sanji victim.
Damn, nah, I agree with that. Damn, nah, yeah, I for sure agree with that. Yeah, for sure, I agree with that.
He need updated feats. And he jumped in front of that attack to help Kid out. That ain't helping at all. So he just passed out too.
That shit was so fucking embarrassing.
Tough. Tough.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you my stance on this whole Sanji and Zoro debate, then we can jump right in.
And then we get to the chat.
Tracks. So me personally, I see a lot of the smoke. I see a lot of disrespect towards Sanji, but I mean that's nothing new, you know. Whether it's from Zoro fans or One Piece fans, Sanji gets disrespected a lot, and I'm not gonna say exactly. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna say it's without cause because it's some instances. I shake my head like the shit in Wano where he was calling for Robin. I wasn't a huge fan of that moment, but I'm not gonna let moments like that distract me from the truth of who Sanji really is.
I'm about to say, don't take that. I don't take that. Even if no matter what,
that's plot armor.
Not hitting that woman, so he would have had to call for somebody
exactly.
Anyway,
Exactly.
Even if he didn't get caught.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's plot. I call that plot.
It's plot armor.
Right
exactly. So my stance is, regardless of what people are saying, Sanji and Zoro have always and will continue to be equal because Oda has structured the show in a way where they are the true essences of the wings of the Pirate King. At no point is one of Luffy's wings gonna just be detrimentally weaker or detrimentally stronger than the other. Now we can say one might have like an edge in a certain fight against a certain opponent or against each other based on like a multitude of variables who would win a certain fight. That's cool, that's fine, but whatever. But as far as like strength rise or like just overall power level, they're neck and neck, and it's always gonna be that way. Unless one of them gets the power up first, then okay, boom, then they're stronger. But right after that happens, 2 seconds later, the other one is gonna get a power up, so they're gonna be right back neck and neck. So it's damn near really just about preference. Most niggas like swords, so of course it's gonna look like Zoro is the stronger, first mate or whatever, and I'm fine with that. That's cool. Sanji, Like I think my favorite thing about him are that their abilities are so different and they bring so many different things to the table. Like I feel like Zoro is the perfect offense that a captain would need for Shishiro as your first mate. And like you brought up earlier, Sanji has the perfect fucking defense now. Like it's when we saw him fighting King and they like demonstrated how he literally feels no pain anymore. He just broke his leg and snapped it back. I'm like, oh yeah, it's over. Like say what you want about Sandy, but he's already strong as fuck. He damn near can fly, and now he feels no pain.
Oh no, he could definitely fly.
It's
Flight is what he doing.
exactly. So it's like pick your poison. But jumping into chapter 1094, it is a One Piece holiday, so gotta clap it up for that. Love that, love that, love that. Yes, sir. Um, I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot going on this week.
Yes, sir. Listen,
was,
I'm not gonna get to being braggadocious or nothing. I took a few W's in this chapter, but as far as my theories and shit go, so that's good. I'm gonna say this though. In fact, I'm gonna wait because I don't want to jump ahead and start talking about the very last panel, the very beginning of the goddamn breakdown. So I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna let you continue. I'm high off the vibe right now.
It's good. It's good. I ain't gonna lie. So the chapter really starts off with the Straw Hats and everybody else, Vegapunk getting back control of the pacifistas, but that's cool or whatever. What I want to talk about, like, I want to really just jump straight into,
let's go,
is how cold Bonnie is. I'm not gonna lie. When I seen, hold on, I gotta go to the manga panel because I lost my shit when I seen her do this shit. I was like,
I read it right before we hopped on. I was debating my guys in the Grand Fleet. We was just talking about a few things because we were talking about because technically I know this is a little besides what we were talking about, but Kizaru gets hit with the same hit that Luffy hit Kaido with. The whole, putting your fist inside his head.
Oh, right, yeah.
So we were trying to talk about which one was stronger and who took more damage from what. We'll get to that because I want to go over the Bonnie stuff with you.
Okay.
I enjoyed Bonnie this chapter. I want to ask something. Do we think Bonnie did anything special in stabbing Saturn? Like, did she coat her blade with anything? Is there some technique she's using via Devil Fruit that she hasn't announced? Or was that just raw? She took the sword and just stabbed Saturn. Like,
I think the latter.
As crazy as he looked in his reveal and everything, he just took a regular old stab.
I think it was a regular old stab.
I'm with you on that.
Facts. I haven't seen anything from Bonnie to make me think she has Conqueror's Haki or that she coated her blade in anything or like I feel like if it were to be something special with the blade, it would be like maybe more so poison on the blade or something that I don't know about, but nothing like just super crazy like.
What if she's able to make it like you see how she's able to shoot people and turn them and give them like near death experiences, which is kind of reminiscent of the Conquered Hockey blade, but not gonna fully dive into that yet. Like what if she's able to like what if you see how she can age people? What if she's aging the part of your body where she stabbed? So if it was supposedly let's say you were indestructible or whatever, but she's hitting you with the sword in that place, you think she's causing erosion in a sense to that place where she's hitting? That's why, she made it young and vulnerable in a sense. That's why she's able to stab him in that area.
So
because Oda seems to be doing like one or two new moves every time he puts Bonnie on camera. If not a new move, there's just something new that we didn't know before with her. And I noticed that ever since we got to Egghead.
Okay, I like where you're going with that, and I think that could definitely be a possibility. But I only think she'll be able to do something like that when she awakens her fruit, and I don't think her fruit's awakened yet.
Awakened, okay.
But when she does awaken it, I think that could definitely be something we could look forward to in the future because that would damn near make her even more OP than that would be crazy.
I got Bonnie joining the Straw Hats. A lot of people tell me now. I got Bonnie joining the Straw Hats. I'm not gonna lie, I got 3 females joining the Straw Hats. We got enough dudes. I got Vivi, Bonnie, and Yamato. I'm on gang for that. And then Lilith could just ride on the shit just cause. I'm all for that. Bring them out. Let's get it. You feel me?
All right, we gonna jump right into that debate. We gonna jump right into that debate after I talk about these panels real quick. Because I ain't gonna lie, this chapter I didn't started looking at Bonnie like fucking Black Widow from the Avengers because she was doing some
That's how. Oh, that's crazy.
cold
That's how I was looking at her.
that
Facts, bro.
most definitely. Like, let me
That's
see. Look
crazy.
at this shit. She so boom. She's scrapping with the weak ass Marines, weak ass niggas or whatever. We see
Oh yeah,
her
I
doing this.
like this.
Bro, this shit was cold as I'm damn. She just running through these niggas. Damn. Okay, that's dope, right? Then boom, we get to the next panel. I see her do this shit. She grabs
Okay,
this
now
nigga.
look. Do me a favor, right? Scroll down.
Yeah.
The panel. Look what he says. He says, "I saw the river Styx." He's bait. You know the I think it's called Sanzai River or something like that. So in Japanese mythology or whatever, that's basically like the crossroads. Like when you're about to cross over to death. You know how you cross that river in Japanese in Asian mythology. You
I was thinking it was something like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna get back to that soon. I'm gonna get back to that later on because this is Oda did a lot of implications here with this whole
amazing,
magic circle and all this. Look, we gonna talk. We gonna talk.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So look. So she grabs this nigga, ages this nigga's skin to the bone.
Yeah.
Then brings him back, kills this nigga, then brings him back to life.
Yep.
Like within seconds. I can't even imagine the type of pain a nigga would feel experiencing that type of shit. Like after some shit like that, you don't even have the will to fight anymore. That's your fighting is done. Fighting, you're traumatized. Like bro said, I saw the river Styx. You're not even thinking about things on this world anymore. This is
wait, hold on 2 seconds. Somebody trying to make me sound slow. Bonnie joining the crew. Come on now, bro. Listen. First of all, you got to think about it. That's Luffy's father's best friend daughter. Didn't he let Yasop join the crew just because he knew the nigga's dad? Listen, all right. I'm not gonna dive too much deeper into that because I got a whole bunch more evidence to tell you why she could join the crew.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna keep it pushing though. My bad, bro. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
That real quick. That makes no sense. Why would she not be part of the crew? Ask yourself that part first. But go ahead.
I feel it. So yeah, we've never seen Bonnie do that before. We've seen her, age people to like children. We've seen her age people to just like old men, all of that. But to literally bring a person to death and then back to life, she's on a different type of time right now. Like I feel like that shows something like how she's moving is different. It's urgent. It's I'm not playing no more. It's real shit going on right now. But that so what do you think the let's call it max potential of Bonnie is? Because like I said, I don't think she's awakened her fruit yet. These are just like small glimpses of things that she can do.
I'll tell you this: if she has awakened her fruit, we'll see it very soon. She's literally facing one of the Gorse right now. If there's any time to pull that out your ass, now I'll say that much.
That's facts. That's facts.
It's looking kind of gruesome for But yeah, I think the NDE move is one of those moves that's like I ain't gonna lie to you because it makes you think of people like Brooke, makes you think of just like even people like Big Mom, just of what she's able to do to you. So I don't know. We never seen something like that from a Bonnie, but she was looking really good in this chapter. Though. I'm not gonna lie to you, she looked really really good.
Yeah, sorry. So boom, side question, and then right after that, you can jump into telling me how you think all these people about to join the crew.
Okay.
With seeing this ability from Bonnie, do you think she'd be able to bring Brooke back to life, or to at least put skin on him again?
You know what's crazy? Damn. After all this aging stuff and everything we done talked about Bonnie, I have never once thought about what she could do to Brooke. Like I always thought, hey, she could put Garp back in his prime. She could age Luffy up in his prime right now, and he could properly take on the Admiral on some let's get it type vibes.
Damn.
But I never once thought, what could she do to Brooke? The word, she could age him. She could age his body back to normal type shit. Especially even if it's only for a temporary time. She can do that shit.
And if she were able to do that, Brooke would still have like all his abilities and powers. You would think, right?
Yeah, because he's still dead.
Exactly.
She's just doing something different. His soul. He's already dead. What's done is done. So anything he gets now is just the benefit of what he can do now.
Man, that would be kind of crazy.
I'm with you on that.
That would be hard.
I started that shit. God damn it.
That would be hard.
I don't like that you beat me to that.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you about the thought you beat me to.
What's up?
Hypothetically, because I've never been one to think. I haven't been fully sold on Bonnie joining the crew yet. But I will say this: you remember you watch My Hero?
Yeah. I've seen everything.
Okay, perfect.
I probably like 2 or 3 chapters, but I read everything.
You remember the little girl that was on Deku's back that basically like powered him up times 100?
Yeah.
If Bonnie joins the crew and she ages Luffy to like his prime age, it would literally be like having the ultimate trump card on your crew all the fucking time.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, that's big fucking facts, bro.
That
I'm
would
gonna
be
be
crazy.
honest with you. If you ever looked at all the possible, the way she ages people is different too. She gives you there's a bad possible future, and then there's a good possible future. Like if you look at Luffy's good possible future, like she did it to Luffy already. She aged him up forward in the middle of the Egghead arc, but she gave him the bad future, like the future of like if he never achieved his dreams. And that's when he was like this, and they were just begging, like, Bonnie, can you turn us back to normal? When Jinbei was a kid, and you were pretty much like, you know what I'm saying? And she was a kid too, and she was pretty much like, hey, well, my bad, blah, blah, blah. She just got traumatized from the whole Kuma experience that just happened in Pacifista. So I would like to think that if she could do that, she would put people like in a real full-fledged fight, make Jinbei a little younger, possibly. If not Jinbei being a little younger, let Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy put them to that age where they fucking shit up, man. They fucking shit up.
That would be crazy.
They would be big crimes, and the Luffy and his best part, he gets about Shanks' age. He doesn't have the straw hat anymore.
Where's the straw? Oh, because he's giving it back to Shanks.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the straw hat anymore. Yeah, so that would be something for sure. The reason why I was saying she could join the crew is because 2 big things, right?
Talk to me.
I probably mentioned this at DreamCon, but 2 big things, right? When Luffy talks to like people like Kid, people like Law, he gives them nicknames. They are also fellow and Beige, Gangpon Beige. These are people that are of the worst generation, just like him. He always gives them nicknames, right? He gave Bonnie a nickname too. He's like calling her Bacon and shit. But this is the funny part. After he went through that, after he saw Bonnie go through that traumatizing experience with Kuma and the kind of shit, he started calling her Bonnie. Respectively calls her real name, which he only does for his crew members or people he respects. That's just like true friendship, right? So in doing that, you literally have her moving with the straw hat. They're talking about the siege incident and all that. She's eating with the crew. They're all chilling, just cooling. You know what I'm saying? But she's also a part of the plan with these people. And if you notice now, even Sanji's looking after her the same way he would look after Robin or Nami, which is what he would do for any female. But the vibes that he's giving her is like if she was already a crew member. So for me personally, everything is lining up. We got Kuma on the move right now. Don't know where he's going. I presume it's Egghead Island. Because he had to, when my boy Blue, shout out to Blue, he's in the chat right now. Shout out to Zan, shout out to Avo. There's a few of my guys in here. Shout out to Vic Pat. Shout out to Mo, he was in this motherfucker. 2 Foes, he was in here. One Piece Joy, that's my guy too. Happy belated birthday to you as well. But basically, and what he was doing, you can literally see, okay, right? Kuma's going to the red line, stops before he gets anywhere serious. You get what I'm saying? Because he's not going to the red line, he's going somewhere, but he has to stop at the red line. No matter what your devil fruit is or does, you got to stop at the red line. It's too much. It's the red line. Climbs up the red line, gets to a point where he can actually go again. In the middle of a fight with Inu, disappears before it's too late. So now where is he going? He had to get to the side. We know that Kamabaka was in the Grand Line section of the first half section of the Grand Line, whereas Egghead is in that later half of the Grand Line, the New World. So he gets to Egghead. He gets to Red Line, Holy Land, works himself again, sends himself on. I do think he's coming to Egghead. I don't know what is going to become of that, but I do think he's coming to Egghead.
Okay.
Put that there.
Okay, so this is where I'm going to give you a little bit of pushback on the Bonnie situation. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, and this is fully on the this is fully on the outcome of Kuma staying alive this whole arc. If Kuma stays alive and reignites with Bonnie, I don't see Bonnie going anywhere without Kuma. I see them going to do their own thing.
Kuma's done. I got another whole theory on that. I think TV Morgan's they're currently tapped into what's going on Egghead. Morgan's already said he missed Marineford. He ain't missing this shit. Like, he's already said that. So I think he's coming to Egghead, or he's already close and he's gonna get here. I think Vivi gets. I think there's been a long theory out for the last 3 to 4 years on Vivi getting a devil fruit, even if she is a straw hat. When Oda talks about Vivi in interviews, SBS, he refers to this girl as a straw hat. So I must leave that there for one.
Honorary straw hat.
Okay. Exactly. I definitely think she's gonna be a straw hat. Like, come back full circle to the crew. I think Kuma's devil fruit is deeper than what it appears to be. One. And then to add to that, I definitely think, because you gotta think, how did Lily move poneglyphs around? I think she would have the, little paws and Millie rocking holes right left and center. You feel me? That's what I think.
Damn.
But yeah, I think Lily is the one who, if you go back to that chapter, Emu said on that fateful day, Lily, this wasn't an ongoing thing, like, oh, she took her 2 weeks to move a poneglyph. Like, no, she did it on one day, one time. She said, all right, I'm not fucking with y'all. Bing, 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 and she sent them all around work.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'm seeing it. Stussy is not joining. I wanted to say that real quick. I just saw somebody say that. What's it called? Now, like I said before, Bonnie's with Luffy. Luffy has a legit reason to legit hold down Bonnie right now, because of the dynamic of their fathers, freedom fighters. That was his first mate before Sabo became that.
It's true.
Now you got to put in perspective this too, right? Eventually, even when they met at Reverie, Sabo told Vivi we're after. Bonnie told Sabo we after the same thing. We're after Kuma. All of Kuma's, one of the biggest reoccurring themes of Egghead has been strength of will. And one of the very first panels we get of Egghead, when they're the sharks coming under from the water to eat the ship and all that, and then the Vega Force one takes out the shark. Lilith says to herself, and she says quite indubitably, she says, no matter what we do, we cannot take away its innate will. Like the natural will of this animal, we can't get, no matter what we do, the shark naturally has its own will, and we cannot take that away, right? Gorosei ordered Vegapunk to take away Kuma's will. And off how we know of devil fruits, because Kuma has a devil fruit, and for what we keep learning about the will, you can't take the will away. No matter what you do, you can't. That's why Kuma, even Akainu, Fleet Admiral right now is like, yo, where can you be going?
Mm-hmm.
Someone with no conscience, no nothing, but you're on the move. Where can you be going?
Right.
And to me, the answer is, I think that it makes sense. He has a will to see his daughter right now. That's literally the only logical answer for me personally. Because before you could have said maybe it would have something to do with Dragon, but no, it's not. It doesn't. Because as soon as he got up and started moving, even Dragon was like, "Yo, Kuma, where are you going? Chill out."
Yeah, exactly.
So I personally think, with all that happening and all that being said, someone I think Kuma's devil fruit, it does more than what a lot of people think. Because me and my boy ABK, we used to have this theory a while back, and we basically used to say the One Piece might be a movie, like the actual treasure of the One Piece. It might be a movie. We used to say things like it could be a comic, because we started finding out that actual comic strips within the show are a real thing. Every fleet admiral, I think it's SBS 105, where they released it, but every fleet admiral gets their own comic book. There's one called Fire Dog, that's for a Kainu. There's another one called Monkey Ball or something like that, but it's a picture of Kong, like some Wukong, but that's just to symbolize Fleet Admiral Kong from back in the day.
Right.
If you read Chapter 0, you know who Kong is. He's currently the person that runs the world government, chief and commander of the world government. Kong was the former Fleet Admiral. He's the one that pretty much like he walks out the office and disobeys all direct orders to go get Roger. What's it called? Then you have another one called Sora, Great Warrior of the Sea. The picture actually looks like Sora, Great Warrior of the Sea. The actual picture of Sora is just a skinny Sengoku. Same hat and everything as Sengoku, right? So all these people get their own comic strips in the show. And you look at what Roger said when he got to laugh, it was like, oh, blah, 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 and then I laughed.
It's a great story. Yeah.
So it gave a story vibe. Like, did he just witness a story or something in some sense?
Yeah. He was like, he said, that was a great story, Joy Boy.
Exactly. Now, in a great story, you can read a story, you can watch a story. In One Piece, do movies exist? I would say no. But you know what I just learned through Kuma?
What's that?
You could take your memories and make them a physical mass. Bonnie legit touched on Kuma's memory and got to live out his experiences and saw what he was going through. Because Vegapunk was able to, Kuma was able to take the memories and make them physical.
Yeah.
Give them physical form. Same way he did with Luffy's pain. So, who was to say about saying One Piece is one of Kuma's paws, just sitting there, and just touching, you get to experience the whole Void Century. Fuck it. But what if? You get what I'm saying? It could have something to do with it. What if?
Okay.
The way Roger laughed was like he got to actually sit there and live out the experiences of Joy Boy. He got so crazy that he got to the point where he's like, yo, I wish I was born in your time, dude. Like, me and you would have been gang for real if I was born in that time. Like, I would have rolled when we'd have been lit. The only way you would know that and get that crazy vibe from it, you don't get that from reading no in-depth story. You could, but I think he saw some shit. I think he sat there, and the whole Roger Pirates, they all sat there. I feel like I don't know, maybe they had that shit in 3D. Like, boom, touch the memory and turn into a 3D movie. Who knows? You feel me? But right now, I see some evidence that leads this way. I'm not gonna say I see evidence that lead that way, but I see enough evidence for me to just keep that in my back pocket. Like, all right, cool. Maybe this has something to do with it. It might not be the One Piece entirely, but to say that somebody's memories from the voice, either Lily's old memories, Joy Boy's old memories, Ryu, I'm joking, not Ryu. But still, you get what I'm saying? Somebody's old memories was there, and they was able to actually visually watch them and get that whole thing and get something from it. So I don't know how to call it as of yet, but there's a lot going on with that devil fruit.
That would be interesting.
I think that I think Kuma is not going to reunite. If Kuma reunites with Vivi, Kuma's pretty much done. If you really look at it, half his head is melted off. He's missing a leg now. All he literally has is his will of consciousness, keeping him going to the next spot. What if he gets to the next spot? It dies. We know how devil fruits correspond and how they spawn back up. It's not too crazy to say someone around gets the devil fruit. And I just put it like this: there's always been number puns, or like how you see Luffy has the 5, 6, or the this, that. A lot of the devil fruit, like even Luffy's pun for his devil fruit name and number, it lines up with Luffy perfectly. There's one for Vivi, and the one that lines up. I have to look at the full theory and I'll send it to you. But if you look at it, Vivi's number pun, it lines up for the beginning pronunciation for the kanjis of Kuma's devil fruit. So if that happens, just saying, it would make sense. She's already looking like a reincarnated Lily. I think Lily was the one Lily rocking the poneglyphs. To me, it just makes sense that Lily and this and that. I'm just
okay.
That's my craziness. That's my crazy. You definitely have to agree. That's just my craziness.
I feel I peep where you're coming from. So boom, here's my thing with Vivi. I mean, for years she's been an honorary Straw Hat. If she truly becomes a Straw Hat and comes on that ship with us everywhere we go, who's looking after the kingdom?
Oh, that's easy.
Talk to me.
Oh boy, leader.
We can't be talking. We can't be talking about the nigga that who you say who?
Koza, the person that had the whole clubhouse with her, that was the leader. He's the leader of the rebel. If you actually look at him, right?
Yeah.
Because Alabasta to me is a whole like precursor. I think of all these arts and even some of these movies are just precursors for ongoing things that are going to come later on in the story. Koza was a revolutionary.
He was.
He wore the goggles. He had a little scarf. Like literally the whole thing. He's literally just a revolutionary. Vivi was the deciding factor that was able to tell the revolutionaries, like she was able to say, hey, the king, hey, she was able to bridge the gap. That's going to be her job here. Luffy, when Punk Records breaks, Punk Records is supposed to be like the first internet. The truth of the world has to get broken into the world in some type of way. And everybody's face is like this, or Vivi's going to be the one that have to bring it to the people. Vivi's the one that's teaching us to be a fucking captain. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So for me, I think Vivi's role is that she's the diplomat. She's the biggest diplomat there is. And that's one thing that Luffy and them are going to need. As someone like that. They got someone like that with the Jinbei, but Jinbei not even a warlord no more. Point in positioning for political power is gone already. And being a warlord don't hold much weight. We saw that in Marineford. As soon as he said, nah, he was asking to celebrate next to the person they wanted him to help Ace. They weren't playing no games. You feel me? So when I just look at how it applies, if 1 + 1 = 2, and then 2 + 2 = 4, or 4 + 4, bro.
Okay, I feel where you coming from. I think
And then this is the last one. This is my last.
Go ahead.
Like, oh, but Luffy just technically need one more because he's supposed to have 10 people on his crew. Luffy said that out of his mouth, yes. But in Jinbei's Viver card, if you look at Jinbei's Viver card that was released, Oda said after Jinbei joins, there's still a possibility of 3 more members joining. Which is why I keep saying I want 3 more females on the crew. It just makes sense. I don't want no more guys. Jinbei joined, he's the father of the crew. Good. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. That's literally what Oda said. He's like the father of the crew. Oda even released like a drinking thing, like who's the best drinkers on the crew. I thought Zoro was number 1. It's Jinbei.
Is Jinbei? Is Jinbei?
Jinbei's the best drinker.
Okay.
Zoro's 2.
All right.
Nami's 3. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I can see why Nami's 3 after Whiskey Peak.
Yeah.
Her and Zoro was the only 2 people that was able to drink and keep that shit afloat. Everybody else was kind of like done.
Yeah.
But yeah, it makes sense. It just makes sense for it makes sense. And I think it's Frankie or Robin right after. But that's how it goes. But then I'm like, all right, man, it makes a lot of sense. It makes you think who's gonna fight Vasco Shot too. He has the drunk fruit. So who's fighting the drunk guy? But yeah, that's besides the point. But yeah, that's why those are the big reasons why I think we're still getting 3 more members on crew. And I definitely want one of them to be Bonnie. I want one of them to be Vivi. I definitely think Yamato's joining, so I'm just gonna wait for that. I think Yamato joining is gonna happen in the same way Jinbei. Because if Jinbei had joined Fishman Island, it would have destroyed the whole hierarchy of power. He would have been indefinitely the right hand man. We had to wait. We got some more Zoro feats. We got Tawano, and now we're here. Now Jinbei's joining, and Jinbei, strong enough to go fight Jack or to fight a queen or something. That's not his role. He's submitted to the roles of that. He's watching the Straw Hat. He's like, all the Straw Hats know what to do and do it without their captain having to say it. I must learn the Straw Hat ways. He's literally coming to terms of I have to become a Straw Hat now. So he's not going to overshadow anybody and do this and do that. He's going to just play his role. So I like his role. All like, hey, is she stronger than Zoro?
Who?
Who's stronger than Sanji? Like, there's a bunch of things that we're all thinking now. So now
we're talking about Bonnie right now.
Wait, by the time we get to Wano, by the time we get back to Wano, if she joins when we get back to Wano, it would be more clear of who's who. She probably won't be. She wouldn't have gotten whatever they're going through on Egghead, whatever they're gonna go through on Elbaf, is gonna make them stronger. So by the time they get back to Wano, they ain't been fighting nobody in Wano. She might have been sparring with Momo a bit just so he could get used to his powers and stuff.
Facts.
But she would fall. She would fall right at the bottom. It would be Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Jinbei, Yamato. And then because Jinbei is water and then Yamato is ice, we would all be like, oh, Yamato should be better than Jinbei and whatever it is. And then people will have their speculative debates about that. And no one really care because, they're not the top three. So but we would still be like, all right, that is still lit as fuck.
But see, that's crazy because I also would have had Yamato above Jinbei in that pecking order.
I would have Yamato, but I think Jinbei could amount to he could fight and probably take on different opponents better than Yamato can because of his experience,
expertise, for sure.
But just off the prerequisites of what they present on paper, Yamato, Conqueror, Mythical Zone Eater, Oni. She just literally has the requirements to be better than you. So that's how.
Okay. Lost my guy for a second. We about to run it back real quick. 1090. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. I don't know my account.
I thought it had that hour set thing like you did last time. I said, yeah, we can talk for that long
already. Yeah, maybe my account got like a time limit on it or something. I don't know, but no, keep going though, keep going.
Hold on, let me send this back out. Everybody people start hitting up my group chat. Yo, the live and this. Okay, bro, let me try to get it back up.
For sure. My nigga spitting right now.
Oh hell yeah, we both spitting.
Yeah, you giving me a lot to think about. I think well, while you doing that, I'm gonna speak on the overseer of Alabasta for a second. If VV does join the crew, I forgot bro name, but you saying VV's best friend, from Alabasta, basically. Yeah, facts him. I think him taking over Alabasta definitely would. I could see it from a revolutionary standpoint. Because I ain't gonna, bro was on the front lines of that whole battle war, whatever they want to call that. He was on the front line. Bro died like 20 times. I don't know how he survived that arc, but I saw bro get shot. I saw bro get I don't know how he. I mean, that's early One Piece. That plot armor. That's all we can say about that. But I definitely get it from a revolutionary standpoint. He does have ties with Vivi. Clearly, he's a leader. The people would follow him, especially if Vivi is the one that passed that torch down to him. Can he play that diplomat role though? Because he's also going to have to go to all these, big meetings each. Like with the, I don't know if it would matter or not, but would the other kingdoms and elders respect him in that role? Because he's just an urchin off the street, if anything. He has no true claim to the throne.
I think that Vivi, Alabasta, I think Alabasta stands alone. And the reason why they stand alone is because how Lily kind of had them already set up to stand alone. like I always noticed something. I was reading up some theories on Twitter. Twitter be having some stuff sometimes. There's this guy named Frisco Joe. He in his bag. And I was reading a theory he had called the Upside Down World.
Okay.
Which is something that's going on in One Piece. The whole world of One Piece has been flipped upside down. Now, we're not getting too into that, right? Because that's a whole thing in itself, right? I see your face already. I like this. I gotta get you on the Discord, man.
Nah, most definitely, most definitely.
But Lily, she never went back. Lily never went back she never went back to be like, she never went back to be with the ancient, not the ancient kingdom, but with the elders and shit, Gorosei and all that. She was part of the 20 families. She didn't want to be with them. She stayed where she was at. The reason why I would say she stayed to where she was at is because she knew all the bullshit going down. She was aware. She was a joy boy. Now, in you remember where Robin had took where they thought Pluton might have been the catacombs of Alabasta.
Yeah.
If you notice something, there's like one tomb. There's like one tomb that's there, and in the tomb, I don't think there was a body in the tomb because Lily's not there. You know what I'm saying? I think Eagle has Lily's own other thing.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Right?
Me too.
But there's literally a thing with like above the tomb. There's like a thing. So a lot of symbols. You see something like a big ass snake on the side, and like talking about the runes, the the markings on the wall.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then the biggest one I saw was like above the tomb. There's something on the wall, and on the wall there's like the thing with the devil. And it's like, oh, so I don't know what to make of it, but I just know Alabasta has, like I said, it's a precursor to everything we kind of see now, in a sense where it's like you see how the revolutionaries move, or we want to know how the revolutionaries are going to move. We kind of see how he moved. We want to see how the king is supposed to move, or someone taking over the king and being like. So remember, the king is an imposter. The same way when we got to Alabasta. The Emu being the king of the world is the whole imposter to the world, because the world's not supposed to have a king, but it does have a king. And this king is supposed to be a man, but it looks like he has a woman's body, possibly. Notice that's the inverse to exactly how we got to Alabasta. The king is not the king, is Bon Clay. The king was not the king. You get what I'm saying? Then we got the revolutionaries trying to thwart that king and the things that he's doing, but they're under the influence that king is that king, but that's not the actual king, though. You get what I'm saying? The king is actually locked up, and they treat him unfairly and shit, because that's how crocodiles maneuvering. But in that whole essence of everything I just said, it's kind of like, yo, bro, how you giving it to me like this when it's supposed to be like that? We don't know the king, the whole dance power that was issued, the whole state and everything. They had trust issues with the king. Eventually, they started gaining trust issues for that king. Nothing. There hasn't been anything that could hurt the trust issues of the world for what they got going on right now, and the whole grand scale of it. It's just like, okay, if you have. With Koza being a revolutionary, I would think that I'm going to say this. I think Koza being a revolutionary, he shouldn't be able to do the diplomatic side of everything with the kingdom, but he should at least know how to keep the kingdom afloat. Now, I don't have an answer as if, like, end of series, who do I think is running Alabasta? I would love to think it's still Vivi, but I don't know. Okay. Her role might be bigger than that.
Okay. Because with me,
Alabasta might be bigger than that.
How I remembered Koza's character as the revolutionary, like, of course he's huge, friends with Vivi, and he was really just more so against Crocodile's reign. But I looked at him as such a I looked at him as the type of revolutionary that would be like, if he would rise to power, it would be on some. You ever watch Magi?
I read Magi, bro.
Okay. Do you remember they got to a certain arc or season, and the dude was like, you know what? We shouldn't even have a kingdom anymore. We should all just be free citizens. And I was like, Okay, you're the king, whatever you say. And dismantled the whole.
Coming in one type of thing, like Pangea.
No, like just Alabasta goes from kingdom to like democracy, damn near. Only because of how I viewed Koza in that arc. Like I didn't view him as okay, bet if we win and I somehow come into power, I'm gonna run this bitch and I'm gonna run it how I wanna. I viewed him as the type to be like, man, we're all equal. No one should be ruler over anybody. Like other countries can do what they want to do, but over here in Alabasta, we're all free. We're all on the same page. Everybody's equal. Democracy. I could be wrong because I don't. Alabasta was a long time ago. I haven't seen his character in forever, and I don't really just know that much in depth of his mentality as a leader, besides the revolutionary part. And that's just like times of war. So
I'll say this: I feel like Koza, he didn't really want to be the leader or anything like that. He was the leader of just his peoples.
Right. Right.
But they didn't have a problem with how things were being ran by the king.
It was just Crocodile.
It was just Crocodile coming and fucking that shit up. That kind of made him like, all right, bet. So his thing was just to put back the stability and get it back to how it used to be.
For sure.
Now, if you don't have a Vivi there and there's no king to return the stability there, you're gonna. I'm with you now. Can he be the one to actually make the kingdom fall? I mean, make the kingdom go back to what it was when it had the stability and all the good shit. Can he put it back to that? Can he get it back to those levels? I don't know. But I don't think it's impossible.
Yeah, he just it's not impossible. I think he just have to show me a little bit more to think he's ready for that role.
Come back with a devil fruit at least. I mean that shouldn't matter fighting capability wise, but it just makes shit more interesting. My boy got a devil fruit now. Fuck it. Lit.
Yeah, now the kingdom's protected for real. I know crocodile shit happening ever again. Okay.
Where he needs some nice fruit too, though. Something cool. You know what I'm saying? Give him Monet's fruit this time.
You said who's fruit?
Put snow in the sand kingdom and see what happens. I'm chatting. Ignore me.
That'd be crazy. But jumping back into the chapter, tell me so far who you think is winning this fight between Luffy and the Admiral Kizaru.
Oh, Luffy just won up to him.
In the
me and my boy Blue, we just having a heated argument.
Oh right, about the attack. The attack.
Yeah, I had to drop a whole bunch of panels telling him like, yo, this is really what it is. He thinking it's like the same. I'm like, no, it's not. Like when he did it against Kaido, it was when he did it against Kaido, he loved what he did. He was like, damn, what should I call this technique? He did so many moves against Kaido, but only that one technique. He was like, well, I need to name this one.
He did. Yeah.
I need to name this. Now we're legit seeing him do it. He named it White Star Gun, right? To me, this is the Red Hawk version. This is G5's Red Hawk. That's how I look at it.
Facts. Exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
But this is where I would say it gets a little interesting now. When he did it against Kaido, he was spinning in a circle, was not that fast, and he did it, knocked the lights out of Kaido. Kaido was like, what the hell? Boom. Kaido got back up, carried on the fight. Now, in this one, this is why I wanted to clear, because Vic Pat, shout outs to you. He said he's already ate that attack. Did he not? We don't know that. We didn't see the panel to getting back up. People told me that Kuzan ate the thing when Garp ate Blue Hole. They said Kuzan ate Blue Hole. I said no, he did it. He came back 30 minutes later.
Yeah, he ain't eat that. It was some shit behind that.
I don't know what it is. You feel me? So with this technique, you literally see Kizaru get punched into a building. Luffy deflates him. Kizaru gets punched at the speed of light. Pew, pew, it destroys the building.
Yeah.
Last time we see him, you don't see him again. So as of now, we don't know if he ate it. You have to wait for the next few chapters to come and see Kizaru get back up. And now when he gets back up, we need to see in what timely fashion does he get back up. Because Kuzan got back up.
Right.
But he was out for some time. Akainu got back up when Whitebeard put him into the hole. But he was out for some time.
Facts.
Now we got Now we got Kizaru. Is he gonna just get back up? I don't think so, because this is the stronger version of the attack that he gave to Kaido. I'll tell you why it's a stronger version. I wish I could just drop the pen right here.
Lace me up.
So this is what I would say to it. Basically, in the attack with it, when he hit Kaido, his arm was regular. Literally, it was a regular hit. He hit Kaido, hand through it, cool. With this one, he literally goes muscle.
Facts.
Turns his head into a big ass. You know what Luffy do.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
Right, and then when he punches, you see the two rings around his arm. He breaks the sound barrier, because that's how fast he's moving. Because he's always to hit him with a light beam. Luffy uses that light beam to propel him and get him spinning the same way he did against Kaido. But when he's spinning. You could argue he's being hit at the speed of light. He's spinning as fast as the speed of light, or probably faster. So he uses that momentum, then delivers the same type of punch to Kizaru. But it's Kizaru. Kaido got hit with a slim hit, a slim punch, a slim arm.
Yeah. Facts.
Kizaru's was not slim. It was muscle, breaking the sound barrier.
Yeah.
You see smoke or flames coming from this guy's arm with the Conqueror's coating. And Kaido didn't have this. In the anime, they gave the stars, but in the manga, there was no stars in Kaido's panel. Kizaru has stars in his panel. Another thing, Kizaru always talks. He's a big troll, right?
Facts.
I pay attention to dialogue a lot in One Piece. Dialogue,
it's important.
And dialect tells you a lot. A lot of people don't know what that is. For people that don't know what dialogue is in dialogue, let me tell you right now. Dialogue is how we have a lot of theories. We come up with certain things about. Like right now, is Emu a man or a woman? We don't know, because the way that Emu speaks, 1 minute Emu speaks in third person. The next minute Emu speaks as if it's a regular male. And then there's times when Emu has kanjis and dialect that could tell you it's female probably. Right? Even Habari from Sword, she talks in a dialect that only Akainu talks in. So a lot of people think that Akainu and Habari are somewhat related now. I think so as well. If they're not related, they're from the same blue, the same village, or some shit, because there's no way that they talk the same, but no one else does. It makes no sense. Now, Kizaru is always talking, I'm chilling, I do this and I do that. Right. No emphasis on his voice ever. When Kizaru gets hit, I'm not even talking about the whole, I'm seeing stars. Whether it is I'm seeing stars or he goes, this is bad. Do you notice there's exclamation marks after what he says? Yes, I'm going off of something as simple as exclamation marks. He's never, when Luffy's throwing him into the ocean and swinging him around and grabs him, he's not, he talks really relaxed. There's no exclamation marks. He's really like, this is a pickle.
Facts.
I'm about to fall into the sea. What should I do?
Yeah.
He's always chilling, but when Luffy put his arm through his head, he's like, yo, bro, no dragging the words, exclamation marks. This isn't good.
This isn't good.
He's literally telling you that. I've never seen Kizaru talk with exclamation marks like that. Never in my life, bro. Look, you see look at the exclamation marks. Now, if you think I'm lying, right? Go to where Kizaru gets to Egghead and look at every panel of Kizaru talking with the fight with Luffy. Tell me if you see any other exclamation marks like any other time. You won't. I did my research. You won't. The only way you'll probably see it, because the only panel I didn't get to is when he was like, speed is power or acceleration is power. And then he literally moves faster than the speed of light, because he speeds up what he's already doing. Maybe he uses kanji, maybe he uses exclamation marks when he says that. But to me, that's him being serious, because now he's turning up on Snake Man. He one-shotted Snake Man. You get what I'm saying to you?
I do.
So it's like, hey, if this guy who's also a troll, they gotta think about it. This is the Yellow Monkey versus Monkey v. Luffy. This is the fight of the trolls. Literally the fight of the trolls. And when you got one person no longer trolling, something is real. That's how I'm coming at it right now. So I think Kizaru should be at least down for a little bit in this chat. In the next chapter, he should come back. If Kuzan and Akainu could come back, this guy could definitely come back. But when he comes,
one second. Okay.
the big Sunday.
I'm with it. No, I agree with you. I think so. Wait, somebody in the chat said Kizaru ate that.
Okay.
Okay.
He was asking, to be fair. I'm not gonna put him on the hot spot.
Fair.
He said
Okay.
Kizaru ate that attack though. Did he not? Question mark.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
So
I tell you they didn't. But that's just I can't tell you that he didn't until we see what happens next. For right now, like he said, this isn't good. That's all I'm gonna tell you. This isn't good. He's telling you that, so I'm gonna tell it to you too. This isn't good.
No, that's facts.
Blame me, blame Oda.
That's facts. I think
not blame me, blame Oda. That's all I'm saying.
I think you 100% right on it being a singular attack, but like it's 10. For one,
this is post Wano Luffy. Post Wano Luffy gets a hockey move, so whatever he did in Wano, he could double up now. So
definitely,
I like to think of it like that.
And on top of that, when he hit Kaido with his with that attack, Luffy was he was still good to keep fighting, right? When he hit Kizaru with it,
Kaido was still good. Kaido was still good.
No, I mean Luffy was still good. Like Luffy was still like he was still in gear 5, right? Now when he hits Kizaru with it, now he's all out of gas. And that lets me know off rip because we said we seen him power up a little bit. We seen him get a little bit stronger, and like build up his we saw him do like the muscle thing and then hit him with it before he deflates.
Yeah, we saw him do the muscle thing.
So
and then look, go back to that. Scroll back up. Scroll back down to after he gets hit. I just want people to see how I'm breaking down the panel so they don't think I'm tripping. He gets hit. You see 2 stars, black lightning. Coating's being used. And because he's able to do that to him, I do think Ryo is being used as well. This is internal destruction.
No, yeah, I think this is Luffy at his peak punch. Like this is peak attack.
That's peak Luffy punching the shit.
Yeah. He's definitely using Ryu as well.
Right.
I don't think Kizaru's getting up for a little minute, but he is. You're right. He is definitely still going to get up. But I feel like this is the moment where Saturn basically has to capitalize and damn near attack Luffy while he's down, because
this is where I want Sanji to get his shine at right here.
Up against Saturn.
I need Wanji to do something. W Sanji, I need him to hold off Borsay for a panel, just a panel. Let Luffy get up. Let Luffy be like, yo, I'm lit. Feel the drums.
All right.
Start doing his little Millie Rock, his little Dougie. Then he get back good off the drums of liberation.
First,
the robot gonna come out of nowhere as soon as Luffy start with this drum beat shit. Hope everybody know that. Don't forget about the robot.
I just want to mention how live that drum shit is. Every time they dum 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 dum, I get hype as fuck. That shit is hard. It's like a calling card to shit's about to happen. It's about to go down. It's about to be crazy. But if Sanji comes and holds off any Gorosei for any length of time, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not going to lie to you. If he does that, I'm gonna look at Sanji a little. I'm edging Sanji above Zero a little tick farther if he does that. Cause
I wanted to say something of note. We noticed how it was ironic as hell that when we first meet Bonnie, she's stopping Zoro from harming a celestial dragon. Now Bonnie's spearheading the attack on a celestial dragon. I love to see it, bro. I love to see it, bro. This is why I think she's gonna be a straw hat. This is straw hat behavior. I keep telling it, bro. Bro. She legit tells Zoro, "Are you crazy? No one harms a celestial dragon. Yeah. She knows this is a Boris thing. What's the first thing she did when she sees it? Acts like a straw hat."
That was straight. That was some straw hat timing for sure. She was on some straw hat timing right there.
The Grand Fleet did it at the Reverie. They showed us what it's about. Sabo did it off GP and said, "Yo, I can't get it. Yo, come on, stop playing."
Okay.
Stop playing.
Okay.
Bonnie for Big Straw Hat. I'm here for it. Just want people to know that.
Oh, okay. So boom, like I was saying, if Sanji, I don't give a damn if it's 5 minutes. If he postpones the Gorosei until Luffy can get back up to Gear 5 and full health, I'm putting him a tick over Zero at the moment because
you have to, because Zoro's fighting. Zoro watches, right?
It's such a gap between him and Lucci.
Zoro's fighting a first commander.
Right.
If Sanji is able to just fend off one attack or buy Luffy the slightest bit of time to bring the power up,
that's it.
And then he gets Bonnie and them out the way, and then Kizaru comes back into the picture. Who do we think is fighting Kizaru? It gotta be Ranji. He's the only person that can keep up.
And it's crazy because I actually had them going at it prior to this Luffy fight. Which is all before he got here, I saw
Kizaru's straw hat opponent should owe it to me. For me personally, it should always be Sanji. It should be Kizaru, Barcelona. Talk the speed, the whole speed thing they got going on with each other. Like, watch this, right? So we like to question if Sanji's near capable speed for Kizaru. He can touch Kizaru's base speed. Kizaru has just shown that he has a speed level above what he can actually do.
For sure.
He has a natural speed of light state where he's already moving at the speed of light because he's naturally light itself, and he's moving. He was moving constantly. You see the light beam. And then he says acceleration is power, right? But in those same kanjis, in the same kanjis that we get for Sanji for Kizaru moving like that, when Sanji fought Queen and he got his buff and he started moving faster than Queen could even see, he got the same kanjis. That means he was moving at the same speed Kizaru was moving at base.
All right, I gotta pause you for a second because somebody in the chat just said Luffy and Zoro is far weaker than Admiral, especially Kizaru, and that's throwing me for a little bit, especially since his Abby is Luffy in Gear 5. That's kind of strange to me. I gotta disagree with you there, my guy. But go ahead, keep going, because that shit threw me off for a second.
I'm cool with it. I'm all cool with stopping the debate to address the comments. Maybe we talking crazy and we don't be seeing it until later.
Yeah.
So we gotta address them as we see them, because sometimes I be mad like, dang, I should have said something.
Yeah, like I'll give you. I'm cool. I'm cool with you saying Kizaru's stronger than Luffy. That's fine. We can, because the fight is still going. But to say that he's far stronger, I'm not gonna lie, man. Did you not just see that last hit in the last panel? That's not the case, my guy.
Doing this, right? Check this out. So I keep telling you this. Everybody got their own agendas. Yonko agenda, Admiral agenda, what the fuck ever. From the start of One Piece, when I first started watching this shit, I've always thought that Admirals and Yonkos are supposed to go against each other.
Facts. Yeah, same.
Right? To go against each other means you must be relative, right? You must be relative and relevant enough to face each other.
Right.
So no matter whether you have it, like I always told people, like Admiral facing Yonko, it should be no less than a high diff. If he gets mid diff, Oda has to show it to me. For me to just be like, yeah, facts it. Fuji gets mid diff. Fuji, my favorite Admiral. I don't care what Gear 3 Luffy was able to scratch in Dressrosa. I don't give a rat's ass.
Yeah.
Fuji's top dog.
I rock the Fuji tour for sure.
And he's a swordsman, and I believe being a swordsman is a bigger hack than being a regular fighter in One Piece. Then he's a blind swordsman. They were blind swordsman in anime you saw was trash.
There aren't any.
Right.
There are none.
Right. Fuck anime, any show.
Yeah.
Blind niggas never trash.
For sure.
John Wick. The last one. The nigga was blind.
Yeah, he was cold. Cold.
Blind niggas is always a problem.
Mob Psycho. That blind dude, insane.
Right. So that's how I took it, right? So we move forward and we move past this and we start looking at certain things. And I always look at it, like whenever they mention the context of being the best in the world, they always mention the strongest. They always mention the Navy admirals and the pirate Yonko. They always mention them together. So pirate Yonko would necessarily be more like a pirate Yonko would be more. Okay, watch this. So the strongest pirates are that of great pirates. They're Yonko. Strongest Navy officers are called admirals. Admirals and pirates are supposed to be going against each other. So I don't know how everybody in this call feels today, but for narrative purposes, they have to go against each other. When Bullet and Stampede comes out saying that when Bullet and Stampede comes out and says what he says, I have to defeat the Navy admirals and the Yonko to become the strongest. When Don Chinjiao is telling Luffy, and Luffy's talking about, I'm gonna be king of the pirates, Don Chinjiao goes, oh, you think you can best the 3 admirals and the 4 Yonko? Always mention them together. So to me, the agenda lies on where you want to put your bias. But they move together. Admirals and Yonko always move together.
Equal.
People
sure.
like to, people like to, so I had so many people talking shit to me because I'm not a Kizaru fan that dislikes actually hate this motherfucker. Right? But I respect the title of Admiral.
For sure.
The only person that has ever heard the title of Admiral in my eyes is Green Bull. We get a scene and I used to tell this to all my guys in chat. In Wano, he looks at looks at Kaino and he's like, yo, big dog, if you want, all you gotta do is stay word on game. I'll go to Wano right now and clean up shop.
Yeah,
no cap.
I'll pull up.
No cap.
Yeah.
Do I believe he could do it? I don't think so. I don't know. But for the fact that he came out his mouth to tell his superior, I got this, big dog, send me. That means something, right?
For sure.
And then we get, because then right after that, we get another comment from another admiral. Greenbull, he goes, if Kaido was here, I would have never came here. So that hurts the credibility a little bit. That's why you get something called OG admirals versus the new admirals, right? I don't think there's really a difference besides experience as an admiral. With Kizaru, Kuzan, and Odu would have over him. I need to smoke some shit.
Go ahead, spark up. Get your thoughts right.
Right? So, okay, let me say this real quick, too. So it gets to that point where it's just like, yo, we see what's going on. We see who's tied in here, who's tied in there. Why am I to believe? Like, because to me, when he literally, you get Kizaru on panel saying, he's fighting Snake Man. Snake Man is huffing and puffing. Kizaru's not breaking a sweat. And he's like, so you are strong. You're formidable. You have to be the one to have taken out Kaido. While he's not even swaying, that means if he was to fought Kaido, I'm not saying he would win, but it would be, like I always say, between the Admiral and Yonko, it should be a high to extreme diff fight. Whether you think it's going to be a high diff or an extreme diff, it should be no less than that. The only person who's ever talked like it would be less than that was Greenbull. The way Aramaki was talking, he said, Kaido was here, I would have never been came here. Now, that could be for political purposes. Maybe. But also, you saying that when I got Kizaru saying, yo, I'll go clean up the worst gen and the Pirate Alliance from Big Mom and Kaido, him saying that is supposed to mean, for me, it just means he has more backbone, more gusto. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I just look at it like that. Like, it's more credibility towards what this guy is doing over what the other guy may be doing. So, I told, as soon as I seen Kizaru said that, I said, yo, I hope y'all know this panel ages like fine wine.
Okay, bet I'm back. Okay.
We on the same page though.
No, we definitely on the same page. Because what I was thinking about for the last 5 minutes, because like you said, the only person that's really ever just diminished the title of Admiral is Green Bull, right? Only one. But then I think about it and I think, okay, he did diminish it because he came in stepping on shit. He came in.
Big stepper. He came in. He was the big stepper.
Fact. He came in on business, right? So what followed after was disgraceful. But then it's like, okay, maybe I got to give you a little bit of grace because of who it was. Maybe. Okay, because like I agree that admirals and Yonkos are supposed to be looked at as equals, 100%. But I think that how the story is going to unfold, I feel like Oda is gonna write Shanks as a top 2 Yonko if he's not already top 1 right now.
Oh yeah, he's top 1. Okay, he's top 1 for me, but I do have him being dethroned by Marshall D.
Okay. Okay. See,
I got to keep handling him eventually. I ain't gonna hold you.
Okay, and that's my thing because he's already done it once. He's already done it once.
Thank you. And exactly. In the statements, it's not said in the show, but in the statements, it says that Peach scarring Shanks should be a reflection of his individual strength.
Exactly.
Before.
Exactly. So
that man had 2 hands.
So prior to, I'll say Wano, I personally had Kaido over Shanks, right?
Ooh, I did, but I'm okay with you doing that. I'm alright with that.
Right.
I'm alright.
So, but
I know Zan
post let's say Shanks to Kid incident, I think it's clear that Oda's definitely making Shanks like that dude as far as Yonkos go. Like as far as like the story structure, I feel like from the jump I was supposed to have assumed Shanks is the number one Yonko of this generation.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, when I take all those things into account, it's like Green Bull defamed the name or title of Yonko, or I mean of Admiral, but supposedly it was to the greatest Yonko of our generation. So if the roles were, if that situation were to replicate with a different Yonko of this generation, would the same thing reoccur or would it be different?
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Talk to me.
For the old gen, we were given Roger and Whitebeard as far as two people that never really got to see who was the strongest between the two of them. It never was outright said.
Okay.
For the current generation, we have Shanks and Mihawk, where they fought countless times.
Mm.
In my personal belief, I think Mihawk had the upper hand, but no duel was ever outright won by either side.
Definitely.
He had the upper hand in maybe some of the fights. So when he loses his arm, I give the victor to the one with the upper hand. Plus, this guy didn't lose an arm, so I don't think his skill is diminished at all.
Right.
Whereas Shanks, he loses an arm, and it said in the statements he doesn't lose power. I had a few people break down this statement. Some people break it down like, oh, you can't there's no way to lose two arms. You can have two arms, lose one, and not lose power.
That's such plot armor to me. Like,
no, I agree because my boy, shout out to my boy Gunno, the way he breaks down, he thinks this statement is regarding political power. Like when he loses an arm, he hasn't lost any political standing. Like he doesn't lose any standing as who he is. I don't completely agree with that because after he loses his arms, he still his 6 years he spends before the current story of One Piece goes like where we are Luffy. After Shanks leaves the village, there's 6 years. Shanks has to pretty much be a one-armed pirate, and he goes on to become a Yonko as a one-armed pirate.
Right.
So I don't know, but we know to be a Yonko is not always power. It could be territories gained,
influence,
alliances made,
right?
Shit like that. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? 100%. Military forces, manpower, shit like that.
Right.
There's a few things that tie into what it could have actually meant for him to, of what it could actually be. So I'm not too sure how I would say it, but I feel like as far as like where we at with it. Like, do you think Mihawk is stronger than Shanks?
I do. Well,
okay.
I've thought this for a while now, but I feel like the deeper we go into the story of One Piece, and the more I'm seeing Oda just like up Shanks, I feel like inevitably I'm going to be wrong. But from the information I have as of now, I feel like Mihawk has always been stronger than Shanks.
They just never got to settle the shit.
Exactly. But I feel like at the end, Oda's gonna make it clear it probably was Shanks from the jump, even with one arm. But I feel like it's plot armor though. I feel like it's not even really fair. I feel like it's not real. I feel like Mihawk is truly the stronger pirate, but this plot, he's not Luffy's mentor, so that's not how the story is gonna unfold. And I'm fine with that. That's what it is. What it is.
All right. Let me before we end up having to hop off. I gotta make sure we go over this, right? Because this is probably what everybody's here for. The big shit. We're finally gonna talk about it. Oh, what's good? Whoa, I just teamed in this motherfucker. Shout out to Nigel. I see you in here. My boy Zan's still in here. Dajin Cajun. Don't really know my dude, but he in here being active. So
I know, yeah, that's my guy. I met him at the last con Anime Houston I was at. That's my guy. Hey, okay, bro got the Luffy tatted on his arm for real, for real. He Luffy for real, for real. Bro got the 2 year. Yeah, he got the shit.
Okay. Yeah, I've been working on some music. I make music and shit. I gotta send it to you. You gotta give me your email so I can send you some shit, man. So
Most
I make a lot of like One Piece type stuff too, but like still with still a little hood though. So you know what I mean?
I got you. Say less.
Oh yeah, I do got a Zoom call meeting tonight. Facts. I might be a little late for that, but at the same time, I'm gonna be there. So let Lil know I'm gonna be a little late for that call, but I'm gonna be there, gang, for sure. But check this out, right? Okay. The Borsay. Now we're here.
Okay.
Saint Garcia J Saturn. Like how you feel about that review?
So first I want to say his character design is dope as fuck. I'm loving that.
That was some fire shit.
His entrance was live. I didn't see that coming out of a circle at the ground. I don't know if that. Okay, I'm gonna assume that's one of just his abilities, and that's not like just a mode of transportation. I'm gonna assume that's just a part of his.
No, it's not an ability. No,
okay, so that's not a part of his devil fruit.
I don't think so. Let me ask you a question. Where have we seen that before? See my happy ass over here dancing and shit?
Tell me.
Listen, I know you seen Film Red, bro.
You say Red Bull?
Film Red.
Oh, Film Red. Who did it in Film Red?
You don't remember the Demon King, Top Musica? There he goes, Zan. There we go. You know I've been on it. Let me ask you a question. Vegapunk told us in Egghead that when you eat a devil fruit, you start to live an alien existence. So this basically tells you that you're living in a whole other world prior to the world that we already are in, right? Well, in One Piece, figuratively speaking.
Right.
Top Musica was able to alternate and like start fucking with reality. Well, within One Piece, once again. It needed 2 Yonko crews to attack it. One from the real world, one from the Sing Sing world, which Luffy and them was in.
Right.
But when Top Music started, Top Music was referred to one, a Demon King. Devil King, Demon King. One. When he came into reality, where Shanks and them had to fight him, he came out of a circle the same way. The very same way. And then on top of that, the Borsay was the ones to reveal that. So now it's kind of strange that we get in the Borsay. This ain't Film Red, but you get in the Borsay and he's doing the very same thing that Top Music did.
Okay, that's interesting. Because when I saw him do it, I was like, I didn't feel like it was an ability, but I started thinking, and I was like, how else could he have got? Because I was like, it's no machine he's using. It's no like transponder snail that's doing that or something. So I was like, it's crazy. I forgot all about Film Red because they did say that was either canon or partially canon or whichever. So okay.
All the portrayal, all the things off of portrayal are kind of deemed as canon, like as far as the abilities go and like the context of what they're talking about. Uta became canon in chapter 1055 or 1056, I guess. I think it's 1055. Uta became canon because before Shanks Digby did a Greenville, he had a flashback vision and it put Uta's silhouette. So Uta became canon. Is Top Musica canon? I don't know, but the way the Gorosei talked about Top Musica with that movie, because definitely as soon as I saw that shit, I said, yo, I did this shit pop up in Top Musica. I mean, in Film Red, so I definitely went and put that shit on and watched it. So in watching it, the way the Gorosei talk about Top Musica, they talk about Top Musica like it was like this, like it was like the sixth man of the Gorosei, and they said, "No, we don't need you. Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
Now we're just worried about who ends up with your power. Boom. So, and we see this again too, because remember when Brook got sent flying by Kuma?
Yes.
When Kuma Millie rocked Brook across the Grand Line and shit.
Yeah.
Notice when they tried when Brook lands where he lands in the middle of the circle because there's like these people that are devil worshippers and they're trying to actually summon something. But Brook appeared, but we know this through Kuma.
Facts.
Because of the nature of Brook's devil fruit, is it fair to say that maybe it was the will of the devil fruit that Brook had that led him to that point where he was at? Because Kuma sent them flying randomly. We don't know how not random this is.
Okay, so and that's crazy because me personally, I don't think it was random at all. I feel like Kuma sent everybody to where he thought they needed to be at that moment.
In a sense, yes. I'm still trying to figure that part out because I think it has. I think Kuma sent them. It has something to do with willpower. Like he's sending you somewhere because that's why he asked you. Where would you notice that he asked you where would you like to take a vacation to? And Perona literally is like dark, spooky, blah 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 blah. And he's like, all right, bet. And this is the thing now. Does it really?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Did he send her to that kingdom because he knew of that kingdom, or did they go to that, or did she go to that kingdom because that's exactly what her will is crying out for? Kind of a far stretch because the way I'm using the word will and everything, but think about it. Zoro ends up by Mihawk. The will is to become better than the world's strongest. So it's Mihawk, the world's strongest. Hey, Luffy. You could argue if you look at Skypiea, there's literally sculptures of, I believe, Dragon's Devil from Reveal is in Skypiea. It's a dragon by the name of Amaru. It has the same mark that dragon has on his face. The Amaru has that pattern is all along its back for the scales. But in me bringing that up, in Skypiea, there's also a 9-headed serpent, with heads, and a 9-headed serpent or a 9-serpent, whatever, is called Kuja pirates. And that 9-headed serpent was dueling with Nika. You get what I'm saying? So when Kuma sends Luffy somewhere, we go to Boa Hancock's island. He's not Sanji. He is not Sanji. So why does he end up there?
Yeah.
I think it has something to do with the will. It really does. Now, I don't know how that works for Sanji, so I'm gonna go past that part. We got Frankie with the Vegapunk stuff. You know what I'm saying? It takes him straight to Vegapunk. It takes not to Vegapunk, but to the island where he can literally advance himself. You get what I'm saying? So it's so much stuff where it's like I don't know if Kuma really sent them there randomly. I just can't. For everything that I've seen thus far, I just can't say it's random.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's random because it's too spot on with what literally everybody needed. I guess except as far as the training goes, for that 2-year gap, everybody went exactly where they needed to elevate themselves, except Brook. Brook just became a rock star. Somehow he came back with 2 or 3 different abilities. I honestly, I didn't even care that he came with new. I didn't care that he didn't train for him at all. It didn't matter to me. But facts. But everybody else, they literally, it was perfect destinations for them. And when I realized that, a part of me made me think, okay, he's still thinking on some revolutionary mindset type shit. Also, shout out to my guy Money Longer for the follow. Appreciate you, my guy. We got lots more convo coming soon.
Money Luger, facts.
Most definitely.
That's my guy. That's my manager actually. Word.
Okay, dope. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think it was random. I think it was spot on. But that's really interesting that you brought that up with Brook and where he appeared and what, because they were summoning something, and it that exact same circle that he appeared in.
Not the exact same one. It's funny about Brooks because Brooks, it actually looks like it's had poneglyph symbols within his circle. But I don't know because I don't, I'm still learning poneglyph shit. I'm not old head. I can't read that shit. You feel me? But just know that shit looks mighty familiar.
For sure.
The one that we see from the Gorsei, if you go back to every time you see the Gorsei talk from that chamber that they're in, they have these same pentagrams, whatever the diagram, whatever the fuck we call them, they're on the wall. You get what I'm saying? And when Saint Garcia J Saturn gets summoned, it's nothing but a bunch of 5s inside of that ring. So I think the 5s are because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Gorseis. He might have been the 5th Gorsei. That's why that number is popping up as he comes up. It's Gorsei number 5 coming up. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Okay. It's a lot of uncanny things, but when I saw Saint J Garcia Saturn, it also looks like they're giving him Congress hockey. Well, he had the black lightning going off and all crazy. Do you even see the same Japanese kanjis that we see Congress hockey user using Congress coding at least? Or that could be the Z for electricity. But me and my guys, we try to decipher these panels for real, with the translations, because sometimes not all these translations be accurate. But as far as what we see right now, all that stuff that we just saw with Saturn, all that popped up in film red, bro. It all
That's
popped up
crazy.
in film red.
One quick second. Let me respond to my guy Slug Life Pro. He says, so was Nami's Will saying she wanted to learn about weather? So boom, my Slug Life. I think that Kuma sent everybody where they needed to be to elevate what their will was drawn to, like how my guy Anime Goo was just saying. So boom, Nami's a navigator. She's trying to be the best navigator in the world. Where she gets in to the weather island to basically learn about wind currents and all this other crazy type of stuff. You say, what about Usopp with the food? The food wasn't really the main concept of Usopp Island. Like, yes, there was an abundance of it, but I just looked at that as to, I guess, kind of bulk him up because he was kind of scrawny and he wants to be, the greatest warrior of. Like that. Exactly. You gotta bulk up a little bit. The island itself was more so for him to train and get like a little bit more combat in. Came back with a little bit less combat skills than I thought he would have for that 2-year training session journey. But he did come back with a difference. So I'm gonna give props where props is due. Says, and Brooke in that random place, none of it was random at all. Kuma knew what he's doing. Most definitely, Kuma knew what he was doing. Brooke, if anything was random, we could say Brooks was random, but I feel like there probably is more depth into it and maybe just hasn't been revealed yet. But literally everybody else was sent to elevate or hone their skills. Like definitely with Chopper, he became the stuff Chopper found out, like with those plants and stuff, those I don't know those animals that he met or that people tribe that he met after he came back from that, all that, oh, he's the best doctor in the world because it's shit that he learned there that I don't even think the other like parts of the world know about or have. Like the medicine that he found or was able to create, I was like, damn, okay, he's that dude. He's number one. Okay. I could be wrong personally because later we got like more in depth with Law and what all he could do. I personally got Law right now as the best doctor in the world. But that's only because like he can literally be your personal surgeon in 2 seconds and like you're good to go. Like chop you up 3 seconds later, all right, you're good now. Take out whatever like poison is in you.
We had this conversation on my Discord too. I say Law is definitely the best surgeon in One Piece. For sure.
Okay, for sure.
The reason why I'm not gonna call him best doctor is even though Chopper deferred to him about the kids and trying to get them back to normal,
right?
Law couldn't do it either. And I used to give Law that leap over Chopper for that.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, Law couldn't really fix that problem either. But he did make them a tad bit better than they were. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it was gonna take someone like a Vegapunk who actually knows the science of it possibly to actually fix it and try to make it better or whatnot, and whatever the case may be. So I think that's one of the, I wanted to know which Vegapunk specified in like certain sciences, but we didn't really get to learn it fully because I want to know whose science is more close to Chopper's doctor, like his doctorate. You know what I'm saying? So they would be able to help Chopper like get new methods, get better methods. So because Oden hinted and said we were going to go back to Wano type shit. So. And Zoro has this question for Vegapunk since the start of Egghead that we never got to see the answer of. And I just think it's one of two things. One thing is, the first thing is very plausible. I think both of them are very plausible, excuse me. But one of them is fixing the smile fruit shit. How do you fix this problem? The second thing would be, I'd rather not mention it now. It's rather extreme, peak fiction shit. Like Zoro getting a devil fruit in one of his swords. Possibly. But hey, who knows? You see, he didn't like that at all.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure I heard you clearly. You said a devil fruit in one of his swords.
Yes, sir.
So I'm not gonna call it out the question because we seen an I think they said a gun ate the dog fruit. I think that was in Alabasta. So clearly nothing's impossible, and they never explained that either. They just told us that, and we went on about it. So I don't.
Let me give you a picture real quick. Right? So 2 to 3 years ago, Oda put the worst generation in a SBS, and he drew them all as women. And everybody, no one thought we'd ever get to see one of the worst generation as a girl.
Right.
Then Law became a girl. Right. Okay, wait, hold on real quick. Then 2 to 3 years ago, he puts in the SBS that these are the possible futures of the crew. He put if Luffy achieves his dreams, this is what his future will look like. If Luffy doesn't achieve his dreams, this is what Luffy will look like. 3 years later, Bonnie goes through trauma with a pacifista, and she turns Jinbei, Chopper, and Luffy into all possible futures of themselves. And no, when Jinbei gets a past, Jinbei turns into his past self that looks like the Seraphim, which we already saw drawn out because he also drew 2 or 3 years ago the warlords as kids. And now we get to see those 2 or 3 years later as Seraphim. So we're seeing the pattern, right?
Yeah.
In the SBS 2 to 3 years ago, Oda put if the remaining Straw Hats that don't have a devil fruit got a devil, these will be their devil fruits. What's good, Knight? Zoro, everyone got a devil fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Nami ate Anel's fruit. For some reason, I don't think that's gonna happen. You know, Chopper got the pocket fruit. I forgot what devil fruit. Not Chopper. Usopp gets the pocket fruit.
What is that? What's the pocket fruit?
I forgot. The pocket fruit is basically he can store multiple things in his body like a pocket.
That would be perfect for him because he's damn near doing that now with his bag.
This is the biggest one for me. For Zoro, he said if Zoro got a devil fruit, Zoro wouldn't get a devil fruit. His sword would. And guess whose devil fruit Zoro got?
I can't even imagine.
Zoro's sword got it. It got Kaido's original devil fruit.
I don't even know what that means.
Kaido's supposedly dead right now.
He is.
And we know what happens if somebody dies.
They reoccur. They repop up.
They reoccur. So Zoro got this question for Vegapunk. I don't know what it could possibly be. It could be, like I said, I got 2 theories about it. As for one, it could be about, the smile fruits. My extreme theory, though, is he want to ask about one of these swords. And there's a reason why I think that. If you look at all the graded blades that there are, all the swords in One Piece and relatively all the statements and scans about what the grades are of all the weapons we've seen in One Piece thus far. Yoru is top 1 for sure. Shisui, the black blade that Zoro just had, is the same tier as Enma. But Enma's not even a black blade, but it's the same tier as a black blade. Very dope, very interesting. So when a blade turns black, it ups the tier as well.
Definitely.
Wado Ichimonji and Enma are on the same tier. Katetsu is not.
I see what you're saying.
Right. And by the end of the series, I have Zoro finishing this, all 3 blades being of the same.
100%.
But even if you make Katetsu a black blade, it still doesn't tier up to the tiering of the other blades.
Because Enma
down blade.
For sure.
Now the thing is, there's 3 Katetsus. Zoro will the 3rd one right now. The first Katetsu did by the Gorosei, supposedly. He has the first Katetsu. The second Katetsu is the one that Luffy was holding and using, that Zoro was like, let me see. And Luffy was like, nah, bro, chill out, chill.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then Zoro has the 3rd Katetsu. I don't see Zoro really breaking a blade. Breaks a blade is because he's too strong for it. That would be the only reason I succumb to. Otherwise, I'm not getting it because he's already a man. He's just achieved the title card in his. He just achieved the title card in his bounty poster of Master Swordsman. There's also 3 ranks to Master Swordsman. There's Greatest Master Swordsman, Mihawk, Great Master Swordsman, which is Vista, Shanks, Fuji, probably a few others you can name, Roger, shit like that. What's it called? Ryuma. Ryuma had the self-proclaimed title like Mihawk did. Well, Mihawk's not self-proclaimed, but they called him the greatest swordsman in the world because, sword god and shit. So you could say he also had that title before too. And then Zoro, people like Zoro and I think maybe Shiryu and Rain, they might be like just master swordsmen. So you have to amount to it as well. You have to get to that. You have to get to that level where you are the greatest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not that simple. Zoro's sword isn't up to par. So does he get one of these other potentials? Because I can see it where Zoro owns mad different swords. Because in Mihawk's shit, they said that Yoru is Mihawk's favorite blade, which implies that Mihawk has mad blades. So he could have more blades than just one. So Zoro could have more blades than just one. Or what would be exceptional? What would make me think different about the blade that's not on the same tier? It would be that it eats a devil fruit. This is a peak fiction story. So if where I think peak fiction is gonna go, this sword is gonna be a fucking dragon. And he's gonna be basically slaughtering shit with it. But now that's extreme as it is.
Yeah.
That would I wouldn't even care about the tier of the blade anymore if it's a goddamn dragon. But it's an extreme thought. But like I keep saying, I just showed you 3 or 4 patterns of shit that he wrote 2-3 years ago.
For sure.
Coming true. So just keep that in mind. If it happens, just be like, yo, this nigga Kezi is crazy.
If this nigga Zero Sword were to receive that specific devil fruit, the fight between him and Mihawk would be fucking impeccable. I couldn't even imagine seeing that shit on the screen. I feel like reading out in the manga, my eyes would fall out.
They wouldn't fight. I think he would beat Mihawk. See, this is the thing, right? So now, let me pitch this to you. So Sabo said hell is the top of the red line. He never thought hell would be at the top of the red line, right? When Roger meets Rayleigh, he says, yo, help me. He said, yo, come with me and let's turn this world upside down. We also got a bunch of people referring to the world being upside down within the world of One Piece, which tells you hell is the top of the red line. They removed the original gods that were at God's land, like Whitebeard told DeMarco. Before those celestial dragons were at Marie's Walk, there were gods upon God's land, and they got dethroned. So now the devils are there. Hell, that's where I got the Gorson. They're the devils. Now, what makes it most interesting